The Indian government has barred e-commerce companies from entering into agreements for exclusive sale of products. The government has also barred these companies from selling products of the companies in which they have stake. The new rules, which will impact e-commerce marketplaces like Flipkart and Amazon, will take effect from February 1, 2019. Restoration of the U.S. Generalized System of Preferences program in April, a decision in October to raise the minimum monthly wage of garment workers to $182, and the International Labour Organization noting remarkable improvements in labor standards in the garment and footwear industry marks the year for Cambodia's garment sector. Total textile and apparel exports from India increased by 7% to $1,600.10 billion in April to November 2018, compared to exports of $1,492.54 billion in the corresponding period of last fiscal, according to data compiled by the Union Ministry of Textiles. In dollar terms, however, exports remained flat at $23.18 billion during the same period. The European Parliament recently approved the European Union-Japan Economic Partnership Agreement and the EU-Japan Strategic Partnership Agreement. The former, negotiated by the European Commission, is the first ever to include an explicit reference to the Paris Climate Agreement, and the latter, the first ever bilateral framework pact between both sides.
This is a homage beat.
Growing Chinese factories in Uganda have forced the Ugandan government to push for a ban on import of products like military shoes, steel, blankets, mattresses, boda tires and mosquito nets that are also manufactured in the country. The proposed ban seeks to protect local manufacturers, create jobs for Ugandans and boost export earnings. Bangladesh recently decided to reduce further the rate of source tax on export earnings of ready-made garment manufacturers by 58%. Finance Minister Abdulmal Abdul Muith conveyed his consent to the National Board of Revenue to reduce the tax to 0.25% from 0.6% now. The rate was last slashed in September from the earlier 1%. British Business Secretary Greg Clark recently unveiled a package of legislation, regulation, and reforms, the Good Work Plan, to ensure workers can access fair and decent work, offer businesses greater clarity on their obligations and ensure a fair enforcement system. The government claims it is the biggest package of workplace reforms for over 20 years. The U.S. International Trade Commission recently sought inputs for a newly initiated investigation into the probable economic effect of providing duty-free treatment for dutiable imports from the United Kingdom on U.S. industries producing like or directly competitive products and on consumers. USITC will advise the U.S. President on the issue. Log on to www.fibre2fashion.com and stay updated with more textile stories.